I just finished analyzing data from over 350 veteran assessments, and the math is more terrifying than a surprise height and weight on a Monday morning. I ran a poll this week asking if you knew your target job title. 51% of you said, yes, absolutely. But here's the reality: 41% of you are sending 50 or more applications into total silence. Now, I'm no math whiz, but if half of you are certain about your path, why are almost 70% of you getting ghosted? It's because you've fallen into the aperture trap. You're rocking 20 miles a day, but your map is upside down. I see you, LT. We're in the swamp, and you're still holding your compass sideways. Today, I'm giving you the 8-digit grid to stop the spray and pray and start sniping the roles you actually want. So let's get to work. In the military, we're general purpose leaders. I mean, you're a Swiss Army knife. You pride yourself on being able to figure it out. I mean, heck, you could lead a patrol, fix a generator, and somehow account for 400 missing canteens during a layout. But the civilian sector doesn't hire Swiss Army knives. They hire specialists who solve specific expensive problems. Look, when your aperture is too wide, when you apply for project manager on Monday, HR on Tuesday, and a brewmaster internship on Wednesday, just because you like IPAs, you aren't showing flexibility. To a recruiter, you're showing a lack of mission focus. Look, one veteran told me, I commanded a $50 million mission, but I can't get an interview for a mid-level manager role. You feel invisible because you're speaking a language they just don't understand. If you can't describe what you do in 2 sentences without using acronyms, you aren't ready to lead in the civilian world just yet. But there's hope. You're currently a jack of all trades, master of none. And look, this year in this hiring market, the master of none gets auto-rejected by that ATS faster than a private trying to skip out on a weekend detail. So let's fix what you're doing. Action item number 1. Open up your sent email folder. And if the last 10 applications have 5 different job titles, you gotta stop. You are lost in the draw. Put the rucksack down and pick one specific job title. Not a category, a title. Director of Operations is a title. I'm open to whatever. That's a cry for help. Next, go to LinkedIn. Find 10 people with that title. Look at their headline and their About Me section. If they say cross-functional collaboration and your resume says Joint Task Force Coordination, you're technically right, but you're speaking German to a Frenchman. Translate it. Mirror their language until the algorithm thinks you were born in a corporate cubicle. Step 2. Stop telling civilians you managed $50 million in property. To a manager in a $10 million company, that doesn't make you sound like a leader. It makes you sound like a guy who's going to lose their entire budget in a week. It's intimidating. They can't even fathom those numbers. Use the process plus result formula. Here's the boot method. Hand sign for 50 million in equipment. The Shepherd way, directed high value asset portfolio, implementing inventory controls that maintained 100% accountability and reduced equipment downtime by 20%. See that? You moved from I have a big receipt to I'm a process improvement machine. Almost every civilian company on earth has equipment downtime issues in some way or fashion. None of them care about your property book layout. Step 3, establish comms and gather intel. Applying through a portal is spray and pray. It's like firing your M4 from the hip while running. You're making noise, but you're not hitting the target. The fix, go find that OIC, the hiring manager, for the role and send this exact message on LinkedIn. I see you're scaling a team at whatever company. I'm a transitioning service member specializing in whatever your niche is. I spent the last 5 years solving whatever that problem is. I'd love to learn how your team handles blank, whatever that industry bottleneck is. Pro tip, don't ask for a job, ask for intel. We're doing a reconnaissance here. People love talking about their problems, especially to somebody who looks like they can solve them. Look, I don't want you to just find a job. I want you to steward the gifts you've been given. Matthew 25 tells us we're responsible for our talents. If you're 180 days from ETS and your LinkedIn headline says transitioning service member, you're in the danger zone. That's like wearing a student driver sign on the back of your tank. It signals that you're searching rather than bringing value. If you have less than 90 days of runway, you might not have time to find your passion in a pottery class. You might have to take that bridge mission, that job before the career. It happens. This is a role that pays your mortgage and keeps the lights on while you build your long-term career. There's no shame in a bridge mission. There's only shame in letting your family hit a financial cliff because you were just too proud to take that job. Listen up. Grit is not a strategy. Pushing through a bad plan just makes you tired and unemployed. If you fired 50 rounds and missed every time, you adjust your sights. You check your zero. You wouldn't just keep firing and hope the target felt bad for you. And another thing, stop applying to veteran-friendly jobs that pay you in no thank yous and low salaries. Stop banking on USA jobs. The government moves at the speed of a snail. There are so many other companies out there with good opportunities. Own your specialist status. You aren't a veteran, you're a project manager who happens to have spent the last 10 years in the Army. Here's my challenge for you today. Go to your LinkedIn profile right now. Just go ahead and delete transitioning service member or move it to the very bottom or end of your headline. It still can have some value, but replace it with whatever specific title that you've selected and specializing in whatever relevant outcome aligns with the direction you're going. And if you're part of the 41% getting nothing but silence, you don't need more applications. You need better coordinates. I've built an assessment tool based on 500 plus veterans who felt just as lost as you do. It takes roughly an hour and it'll give you an actual 8-digit grid. It's in beta testing, so you'll have to hit me up directly for the link if you want the help. Commit your work to the Lord and your plans will be established. Stay mission focused. Shepherd 1 out.